Outspoken or public-facing billionaires, such as Amazon's Jeff Bezos, Tesla's Elon Musk, or Microsoft's Bill Gates, usually get the most press for their outlandish wealth. Although they receive the most attention, these eccentric tech CEOs no longer have an exclusive claim to the title of the wealthiest individual on Earth. Before we dive in, make sure you don't miss our next video and subscribe to our channel. While most famous people are wealthy, ultra-wealthy people are not always famous. The new richest man on Earth as of May 2021, in fact, is not a household name, though his company's products are. Fendi, Christian Dior, Givenchy, or Louis Vuitton are definitely household names, but we bet you've never heard of the French fashion tycoon that owns them, Bernard Arnault. As the CEO of the largest luxury products company in the world, LVMH, Arnault became the world's richest person in the world last week. He briefly surpassed Jeff Bezos when his net worth rose to a whopping $192.6 billion, making him the third ever centi-billionaire according to Forbes' real-time billionaire tracker. Though not much is known about him, it's clear that Arnault is an extraordinary individual. Here's a peek into his life, career, and family, and how he makes and spends his fortune. Early career. Arnault was born in the late 1940s in Roubaix, France. His mother had an obsession with Dior, and his father was a manufacturer who managed the civil engineering company Ferrer Savigny. Arnault went to school for engineering and graduated from France's leading engineering school, École Polytechnique in Paris. Afterward, he went on to work for Ferrer and shifted his focus to real estate 5 years later. In 1977, just 6 years after graduating college, he became chief executive and succeeded his father as president of the company in 1979, becoming the king of luxury brands. 5 years later, backed by the Irish brewing group Guinness and armed with $80 million, Arnault made a purchase that would forever alter the trajectory of his life. After liquidating the construction company, Arnault decided to purchase a bankrupt textile company that controlled the fashion house of Christian Dior, among other assets. After selling off many of the textile company's assets, he focused on the key businesses, which included department stores and the Christian Dior fashion house. However, Louis Vuitton owned the rights to the perfume arm of Dior, a division that Arnault desperately wanted. The textile business's wild success enabled him to purchase a controlling 24% stake of LVMH in 1988. At the time, many of Vuitton's stakeholders were feuding, enabling Arnault to become chief executive as a surprise third party in a hostile takeover. Arnault would later go on to ruthlessly increase his stake to 43.5%, making him the majority shareholder, building the LVMH empire. Arnault has spent the last few decades building LVMH into what it is today. He paid billions in the 1990s for acquisitions of household names, such as Kenzo, Marc Jacobs, Gucci Group, Sephora, and others. Arnault's pace didn't slow in the 2000s, and he steadily acquired fashion behemoths Fendi, DKNY, and Hermes, among others. Most recently, Arnault paid just shy of $16 billion for Tiffany & Company in 2020, a $400 million discount on the previously made contract. While it seems like Arnault's will is unencumbered, he did lose a deal with the Italian company Gucci in 1999. In the 2010s, Arnault decided that acquiring other brands wasn't enough for his empire. He leveraged the brand power he'd acquired to form new labels, such as a joint venture with Rihanna. While Arnault is the center of the galaxy of luxury brands, he operates LVMH as a decentralized group and awards significant autonomy to each brand. Arnault's rise to the richest man on Earth. For the last few decades, the top spot for the richest billionaire has largely been held by Americans, with some disruption from Mexico's Carlos Slim. Arnault first entered the top 10 in the early 2000s, boasting a $13 billion net worth. Since then, he's made the top 10 but never claimed the number 1 spot, except for a brief moment in 2019 when he surpassed Jeff Bezos for less than a day. Due to LVMH's success, Arnault's wealth is escalating faster than most other billionaires. His net worth rose $31.4 billion since the beginning of 2019. For scale, you'd need to spend just shy of $30 million per day to spend that in a year. Though LVMH earnings have trended upwards over the years, Arnault's most recent wealth increase is directly related to the boom in luxury goods that occurred in the last few months as the pandemic is coming under control in the U.S. Forbes reports that LVMH's remarkable earnings are also the result of momentum from key Chinese markets. The jack of all trades. By now, it's probably apparent that Arnault doesn't have a one-track mind. Though luxury goods are his largest venture, he is wildly diversified. He invests in many sectors, and his current and past assets includes Europe's largest food retailer, Carrefour, a resort in the French Alps, a French business newspaper, and even a winery. Arnault is such a visionary that he was an early investor in e-commerce and took a small stake in the flailing Netflix in 1999 at just 2 years old. Art connoisseur. In addition to being a business tycoon, Arnault is also a renowned patron of the arts. He's known all over the world for his art collection, which includes pieces by legends like Andy Warhol and Pablo Picasso. Arnault also steered LVMH to become a patron of the arts and even owned an art auction house in the early 2000s. Arnault has said, "I see myself as an ambassador of the French heritage and French culture. What we create is emblematic. It's linked to Versailles, to Marie Antoinette." Personal life. Arnault has been married twice, first in 1973 to Anne d'Arvin, who he had 2 children with. They separated in 1990, and he later married pianist Helen Mercer, and he had 3 more children. That's 5 total, in case you're bad with math. At 72 years old, Arnault isn't showing signs of slowing down. While he does plan to pass along his legacy to his children, he's made it clear that they must earn it. Arnault has positioned all 5 children for succession by pairing them with experienced executives. Most recently, he appointed his 28-year-old son Alexander as Executive Vice President of Product and Communication at Tiffany & Company. Though he is relatively young, Alexander brings many accolades with him to the position. Previously, Alexander reigned as CEO of the luggage company Rimowa that sits within the LVMH portfolio. During his tenure, he spearheaded successful collaborations with streetwear brands Supreme and Off-White, among other accomplishments. Arnault's other children are similarly involved in various subsidiaries of LVMH. Though he has a ruthless reputation in business as the wolf in cashmere, Arnault is generally regarded as a shy gentleman in person. In fact, few personal details are known about this billionaire in comparison to his wealth and status. Unlike Bill Gates, who has carefully crafted the low-key, studious billionaire image, Arnault's personal life is mostly hidden from the public eye. Similar to other billionaires, Arnault has been able to achieve astounding feats of wealth accumulation through hard work and taking big risks. What would you do with all that money? Tell us in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.